Good morning, my friends. Welcome back to Christ-Centered Yoga. So we took a few weeks off and here we are back again. So it's great to be back with you. So the last practice was about seeing God in the elements of the earth, of the world, of the universe, earth, wind, fire, and water. So for the next few weeks, we'll take each one of those individually and do practices based on those elements. So today will be the earth element. So where does God fit into that? Of course, He created the earth, and the earth belongs to Him and the fullness thereof. But also, we think of God as being the ground of our being. We are grounded in God's presence. That's where we are the most stable, the most safe, the most ourselves, the most at home in our bodies is when we come home to God's presence. The scripture says that we are rooted and grounded in love, rooted, grounded in God's presence and God's love. So that's kind of where we're, that is where our spiritual focus will be today. Our physical practice will focus on being aware of ourselves and grounded and aware of the earth supporting us, aware that we are made of dust, but we have God's life breath breathed into us so that we are moving, animated dust, and we belong to God. So I'm going to just do a short commercial before we go on to the rest of our practice. I don't know if you're aware, but a few months ago during the pandemic, when we were all on lockdown, I created a deck of cards based on all the fruit of the Spirit. There were 8 paintings that I did, and then I've had cards for meditation and prayer created, and each set comes with beads and some anointing oil and some instruction. But my next phase of this is to offer the package of the cards. And this is what they look like. This is joy, peace, patience. See those rocks? This is kind of where we are today. Kind of grounded, sitting patiently. And the next one is kindness. Doesn't that peach look kind? Looks like a kind peach, doesn't it? And this is goodness. This is a cherry pie. Maybe you've baked something for your neighbor at some point. It's just goodness. And this is gentleness, faithfulness, everlasting. Olives are the symbol of everlasting eternity, whatever. And the circle is also, and the sun is faithful, continues to rise and to set every day. So these are our cards. This is for self-control, wise direction of energy. And I have a love card too, but that somehow somebody snatched it or got lost. I don't know where it went, but I have other sets. So you will get the love card, and that is the mystery that you'll have to solve. So the next phase of this is to offer the set with the cards and the beads, and also attach to that for a minimal fee, access to the meditations that will go with these cards. So what that will mean is that it's 9 separate videos, each one based on a different fruit, but it'll open with a centering practice like we do in our class, the reading of the scripture, a chance for you to meditate on what's written on the back of the cards. Each one has a definition and explanation of that fruit, so you can meditate on that and then go to your beads, maybe anoint yourself with oil. There's some other things included too. So it's a little prayer experience, just you and me together, that you can use for focus, for continuity, for accountability, to just have something there, someone there, God waiting for you, me waiting for you, good morning or good afternoon, whenever you do it. So just be thinking about that. If you're interested, you can certainly email me at Kristy, Kristy, at DiGeronimo Wellness, DiGeronimo Wellness.com. And I'll put my email address on the YouTube link, okay? So welcome back to yoga today, and we're going to be talking about how we relate to the earth, that earth element, and how we're rooted and grounded in love. So let's begin. I invite you to rest back comfortably on your mat Maybe taking your bolster or blanket rolled up, folded underneath knees, or maybe a blanket under your head. As always, you might need a strap. So I hate to tell you that after you're getting comfortable, but if you have a strap handy, you can grab your strap. Getting back in the saddle here, friends. Huh. So if you need to pause this here and jump up and get a strap, please do that. But then make yourself comfortable and start. I'll start this again. Oh, Lordy. Okay. So here we are. We're on our mats. And maybe it's been a while since you practiced, so take a moment to snuggle in. And as always, we begin by looking, by noticing our surroundings. If it's been a while since you were on your mat, just look. How does it look to look up, see the ceiling, see whatever is around you in your space? Take it all in, notice. And then, as you draw your gaze to center, close your eyes if that's comfortable. If it isn't, just soften your gaze. And begin to listen. Send your thoughts and awareness out to the space around you. Listening for very quiet sounds outside, inside, louder sounds outside, inside. Just listen. And notice how just listening affects your body. How do you feel resting here as you quiet your thoughts to only include what you're hearing? Is there a sense of becoming a little more settled, a little more comfortable? Maybe a delicious sense of that letting go of the morning, the days behind. And now coming to an awareness of the space where you rest. I have my fan on. I can feel that the air moving in the room. Maybe you can as well. But knowing that in this space, your sacred space, we come to the awareness and the truth that you are seen, you are known, you are loved, and you are held. Seen, known, loved, and held. How does that register in your body this morning? Can you allow yourself to be fully seen, fully known? Can you imagine what it's like to know that those everlasting arms are underneath and around, holding you, fully present? And then come to an awareness of your body here. How is your body feeling today? We'll do a little body scan. Just sending your thoughts down to your feet, noticing how they feel. Moving up into your ankles. Feel your calves settling into the support underneath your knees and thighs. And your lower abdomen settling in, the front of your pelvis just settling, your belly, your chest, lungs, heart, in the front of your chest, your shoulders, your throat, your face. Maybe your face can soften here a little bit, noticing your scalp, allowing your scalp to find a sense of ease here, noticing the skin around your ears and just letting your ears relax. Noticing your arms, your fingers, and whatever part of your arm is resting on the floor, noticing that support. How does your body feel here? How do your arms feel? Upper arms, shoulders. So let's Just shift around a little bit and notice your back body. Noticing your hips settling fully into the support of the ground underneath. And this is really where we begin to notice our groundedness, your calves settling in, the backs of your heels. Let's kind of back up a little bit. So we've got the heels settling, your calves settling, the backs of your knees, the underside of your thighs settling, your hips, the back body, maybe shoulder blades pouring into the ground underneath. As you're fully supported, the mat comes up to fully meet you. The back of your head, backs of your arms, your hands. So as you become aware of your body resting here, maybe begin to notice what it feels like. Instead of feeling that you are grounded here in your back body. You're surrendering your body to gravity, to the support of the earth. And you're surrendered. You're still separate, but you're surrendered so that thought, tension, any sense of discomfort can begin to maybe settle a little bit. And let's move from here to an awareness of your breath moving in and out. So how does your breath feel this morning? How does it feel to sip the breath in through your nose? And can you become aware of it? Sipping in, coming down through the windpipe there into the bronchial tubes and down into the lungs. Your lungs that have carried you through life. Your lungs that receive the breath, that expand on the inhale. So maybe that your chest will rise, maybe your belly will rise. But there is just a sense of easy expansion, if that is possible for you today, on your gentle inhale. So just notice your inhales for a few easy breaths. And maybe those breaths can become a little deeper, a little wider, a little more expansive. If not, that's okay. And now as you exhale, notice your body settling. It's almost like laying into warm sand. As first you lie back, you're just lying back, and then as you settle a little bit more, you might begin to move a little bit as the sand receives your body, as your body begins to mold into the support of the sand underneath, so that there's no stiff pressure there. It's just supporting you, following the contours of your body so that you can rest. So imagine here as you rest into the ground underneath that your body is fully supported, just guiding along with any curves, any places that settle more deeply into the ground underneath, surrendering. If that's comfortable for you, notice how that does feel to allow yourself to surrender so that you can receive. And on your next breaths, easy breaths in, easy breaths out, I invite you to think of surrendering the tension in your body so that your breath can move in more deeply and easier. And as you exhale, fully letting go of the breath, softening. So just notice your breath in and out. And as you rest in that surrendering breath, I'll share with you from the book of Ephesians chapter 3. And this truly is one of the signature scriptures that I like to share in our yoga practice, because there's so much talk of being rooted and grounded. Because when we are rooted and grounded and stable, and when we feel safe, and when we know that we have everything we need within, We are freer to move in our bodies more easily because we're stable. We're free to move about in the world and among other people more easily because we are stable within ourselves and with God's presence and love and Holy Spirit within. So I'll share with you now from the book of Ephesians, and this is the prayer that I pray for all of us in our practice today. As Paul says, I bow my knees before the Father, after whom all families in heaven above and on earth below receive their names, and I pray, Father, out of your honorable and glorious riches, strengthen your people. Fill their souls with the power of your Spirit, so that through faith in the Anointed One will reside in their hearts. May love be the rich soil where their lives take root. May it be the bedrock where their lives are founded, so that together with all of your people, they will have the power to understand that the love of the Anointed of Jesus is infinitely long, wide, high, and deep, surpassing everything anyone previously experienced. God, may your fullness flood through their entire beings. Fill their souls with the power of your Spirit, so that through faith, the Anointed One will reside in their hearts. May love be the rich soil where their lives take root. May it be the bedrock where their lives are founded. All these things we ask in the name of Christ. So that, how does it feel today to know that your life, as Christ lives within you, your life is rooted and grounded in love? And may this love be the bedrock, the foundation of your life on this planet. That you might know the full height and depth and length and width of that love. How wonderful is that for us today? Just take a moment of silence to gather in and allow those words to flush, just to wash over you this morning. Rooted and grounded in love. And so we'll begin by a little warm-up time to get our bodies going. And as you take your next breath, let's stretch in any way that feels really comfortable for your body this morning. Part of being grounded, part of being in your body is being able to listen to it. Listen to this wonderful vehicle, this vessel that you've been blessed with to live and move and have your being in. So let's just stretch out in any way that feels good. Keep moving, stretching, feeling. And when you're ready, and you feel that you've gotten a good wake up stretch here and being aware of yourself, resting here on your mat, being here grounded, let's just draw the knees into our chest. Take the knees in, catch them in your hands, pull them toward you. Maybe rock out your lower back a little bit, back and forth, and side to side. I'm coming up because I'm going to turn this down. And notice as you rock side to side, as your back rocks and pivots on the earth, just notice how the mat comes up to press into each side of your back as you move side to side, either side of the spine. You can feel it down in your sacrum. That gentle massage, that pressing upward into your tissues, that easy press, that lovely press of God's earth, just pressing up into your body, supporting the back of your head, the back of your neck. And then maybe with hands on knees, we'll just circle the knees around a little bit. It doesn't have to be big. Just an easy circle, and then other way. Easy breath, deep breath in, long breath out. And we'll come back to center, pull the knees in. On your inhale, let's press soles of the feet to the sky as your arms float back above you over your head. And on your exhale, bend your knees, draw them close in, catch them in your hands, pull them toward you. And we'll do this a few more times. Inhale. Feet press up, arms come up over your head. Exhale, draw the knees in. So as you draw the legs up and arms over your head, notice how your back feels here on the mat. Your arms are over your head. What parts of your arms touch the ground? What parts of your back touch the ground? Do you feel a difference here? Notice your lower back, your hips, your arms, the backs of your fingers or tops of your fingers. Take a breath, press up, reach up through your feet, reach through your hands. On your exhale, bend your knees, catch your knees in your hands, pull them in, and notice as you draw your knees in, how does this feel different? Notice the shoulder blades able to settle. Notice your entire spine just able to settle in. And then we'll let soles of the feet drop to the mat. Knees are bent. We'll just rock the knees side to side here. And then noticing your bottom here, your glutes rocking side to side, press. You know, that wonderful little butt massage we get when we just sort of rock side to side. And then separate your feet a little bit and release the bend in your knees a little so your legs are a little wider apart. Your feet are a little farther away from you toward the foot of your mat, just a little. And then begin to rock the knees side to side. Notice how your hips feel here. Notice your hips dropping into the ground heavily, and just let the knees carry the hips side to side. The rocking of your thighs. Very easily, just opening the hips in their sockets. And then come back to center, and we'll separate the feet a little bit more out to the edges of your mat. Walk your feet away from you just a little bit more, and we'll take the arms out side to side so we're a little bit more open here. Let's take a deep breath in. On your exhale, gently drop your knees over to the right side. Maybe your left hip will come up off the floor just a tiny bit. Allow your gaze to drop over to the right side, the left side. And we'll just take a breath here. Let the knees stay open, just rest. Notice what parts of your body settle into the ground here. On your inhale, draw your knees up through center. Your exhale takes the knees to the left. Maybe your right hip will lift up a little bit. Your gaze goes to the right. And just settle here for a little bit. We haven't practiced in a while, so if you haven't done anything in the last month, this is a good time to settle in. Notice how you're feeling. Breathe. And on your inhale, come back to center. And we'll draw the feet together again. Draw the knees a little bit closer, about hip width apart. We'll draw the right knee in toward us. I always feel like I'm saying tortoise. So it's not like a turtle or a tortoise. You're rocking your knee toward you. You're going to take your hands, interlace your fingers around behind your thigh, around your knee, underneath behind your calf, and stretch that leg up. So wherever you feel comfortable here, just supporting. Maybe as you support, you can just bend your knee a little bit and rub, massage down your leg. Feel that leg all the way around underneath your hip, settling in. And then as you're stable here, press the sole of your feet, stabilize your foot into the sky. Interlace your fingers behind your leg wherever you're comfortable, and just hang here a little bit. Just noticing how you're feeling along the back of your leg, the strength of the quadricep there, the whole leg really. Your leg muscles are hugging in to support your leg as the sole of your foot presses up. Be mindful of your knee, don't want to jam that joint. Press up, just feel. And then we'll point and flex through your foot and ankle. And breathe. So allowing your shoulders to soften, your face to soften. And then circle around through your ankle. So from here, our stability comes from our back and our hips settling in, and the muscles of the leg hugging into the bones of the leg, so that as you press up through your foot, you have the freedom to circle out through the toes and the ankle. So one more time, on your inhale, press up. On your exhale, bend your knee in, catch the knee in your hands, pull it towards you. So as you're here, let's drop the right elbow right down to the floor, and you'll support underneath your thigh here. Take your left hand over to the left hip, and we'll just press the sole of your right foot out to the side. Here comes my foot coming at you. So you'll settle in here, let the hips be very stable, up from pubic bone all the way across from the hip pointers here, and let your left leg drop out to the side as you explore, opening your inner thigh here. So we'll breathe in, press out, only go as far as you feel stable and comfortable. You can bend your knee if you like. Press out. On your inhale, draw your legs toward each other. You're going to cross your right knee over the left. Drop the knees over to the left side. Take your arms outside to side in that T shape. And once you're comfortable here, press out long through your right leg, directly out to the side. So you're opening up here a little bit in the right hip, the right glute, and the right chest. So the pectoral muscles are opening as your heart opens. Breathe. Maybe your gaze will come over your right shoulder. And then we'll draw that leg back in, bend the knee, come back to center, and place both feet on the floor. You might want to readjust your hips here to center them, and we'll just rock the knees side to side a little bit. And come back to center, pick up your left knee, draw it in. Send the sole of the foot up as you press up. You can interlace your hands behind your legs so that you can get a sense of where you're stable. Take a breath here, pressing up through your foot. And when you're ready, just massaging out the leg. You can reach up. This is coming home. This is coming home to an awareness of your body here. So you're just squeezing, massaging a little bit, noticing how the muscles feel underneath your hands. And then coming to center, we'll interlace fingers in a comfortable place behind your leg. Press up through the sole of your left foot as you press up into the sky. So this is a grounded feeling of just pressing up into the heavens. As you take your awareness down that left leg, take it down into your hips and let the hips fully settle. Take a breath here. And then begin to point and flex through your ankle. With every muscle in your foot, be aware. So you're working slowly through the top of your foot. Draw your toes back towards you. Press up through your heel. Becoming aware of stretching out through the bottom of your foot. Pressing out and stretching the top of your foot and your shin. Back and forth. And now begin to circle out through your ankle. Easy, deep, full breaths. And reverse it. Just waking up, creating space. And on your inhale, press up one more time through the sole of your foot. And as you exhale, draw your knee in. So this side, we'll take the left elbow, settle it into the mat, and support on the outside of your left leg. Take your right hand to your right hip pointer and let the right elbow settle in. So both elbows are on the mat. And now you're very gently going to drop that left leg out to the side and press out through your heel. So I have this wonderful cabinet here, so I will not go all the way out. but I'll just press out like I can, and then I'm going to drop the right knee open as well. So just zeroing in on the inner thighs here, and notice that you keep your belly stable to support your lower back. And breathe and open. You're resting the left leg into your left hand. Press out through the sole of your left leg, left foot, and then bending in the left knee. Let's draw both knees together, and you'll cross the left knee over the right. Just hang it out here a little bit. You can rock it side to side, and then take the knees over to the right side. Keep the leg crossed if you can. Take your arms out side to side. And if you're comfortable here, you can stretch out to the side, that left foot, across your body. Take your gaze over your left shoulder, stretching out side to side through your arms, from the heart space, out through the arms, out through the elbows, out through the fingertips. And then pressing out through the hip on the left side, out through the outer left leg, press out through your left foot. Breathe here, open and breathe. Maybe take your gaze over your left shoulder. And then bending the left knee, draw your knees to center. Take them both towards you, circle out a little bit more. Good, and then we'll roll over onto our side. We'll take a moment to notice the side body supported by the ground underneath. Your elbow, arm, down through your rib cage, your waistline, the outside of your outer knee, sides of your foot. And from here, pressing down into the ground, press yourself slowly up to sitting. And take your time. So we'll come up to sitting. Find yourself a comfortable place, maybe supported on a blanket. My trusty blanket I have here, see? So maybe you have a towel, maybe you have a blanket, and you can have it at this height if you like, this rectangular height, a little bit lower, or you can take it, fold it once again, you have a little bit higher lift here. This is really nice if your hips feel a little tight today, if you're not as stable, just seated on the ground. I like to do this because I like the lift. I like to have it at this height because I like the height for my hips. I'm just going to press up, scoot back, set my sit bones a little bit kind of toward the edge of the blanket. Pull up my drawers and come to sitting. So we're going to start seated today by doing a foot massage. So since the soles of our feet are really like our wheels, you know, they take us through the world, and we use them an awful lot to press in and support us. We're going to give them a little treat today so that we can become aware of how they feel and what's happening there. Give them a little love this morning. So choose a foot and have your foot come on up. And we'll just begin by saying hello. So we're just going to give some nice loving squeezes here to our foot all around. So remember that in these fingers, these hands, there's a lot of sensitivity in your nerve endings in your hands, but there's also emotion. There's also conveying with your hands a sense of caring, a sense of just being present and awareness. So you just want to feel of your foot, say hello first, see how your foot's receiving this, and then we'll go to the toes. So we want to begin by giving each toe a little massage. So you take, say, the pinky toe in your hand, give it a little circle around, and then you give it a little tug. And we'll move on through all of our toes. Paying attention, give your toe a little massage and a little tug. Just notice how that feels this morning. And your big toe moving in, a little massage, a little tug. And so after you've done that, you can either hold on to your all 5 toes here and grasp here across and just move your toes back and forth. Or you can take your And or you can do both things. You can take your fingers in between your toes, spread them out, and then move them back and forth. So this creates space between your toes to fully support you as you're walking. Walking, running, doing whatever it is you do on the ground. Jumping back and forth. The toes need some space. Good. And then we'll gently hold on to above the ankle and circle through the ankle a little bit. And then coming back to center, we'll take your thumbs, press into the ball of your foot, and we'll do some little thumb circles. Press in, easy circles, and then make your way all the way down the sole of your foot. If you find a place that feels a little more tender or maybe a little crispy or crunchy underneath, you can just spend a moment there, a little extra time to maybe disperse that. But work our way all the way down to the heel. Breathe. Don't forget to breathe this morning. And once you get to your heel, give the heel little squeezes here, like you're juicing an orange maybe. Squeezes around, and then you can come up to the Achilles tendon. Really give that a brisk rub. Breathe. Good, and we'll take hold of either side of our foot, big toe side, pinky toe side, and bicycle it around. So that gets these bones of the foot moving, the tarsal bones. You can take your hand on top and do some little sweeps between the bones also. So is your foot beginning to warm up? How's it feeling? And then we'll take some ringing. So we just get hold of your foot, easy, just an easy pressure of ringing back and forth, moving up through your ankle. Good, and coming back down. And we'll give the foot some little pats. Take your ankle, shake it out, and then press out. Take hold of your knee, press out. Oh, notice how great your foot feels. Spread your toes out. And set your foot down. So notice how one foot feels. Notice how your other foot feels. So other foot gets a turn now. So we'll draw the foot in, say hello. Little squeezes. Just a little bit of warming and awakening here. And then taking one toe at a time, let's massage, beginning with your pinky toe. Little massage, little tug. And the big toe. As we say, the grand toe. So after you've given your toes all a little bit of wake-up call there, you can put your hands above, just envelop your toes and move them back and forth. Take your fingers in between your toes. This takes a little bit of effort sometimes. So just press them in there. If that doesn't feel good, just stay with holding on top and then move the toes back and forth. You can actually also squeeze your toes into your fingers, give them just a little light squeeze, and then release, and then spread your fingers out into your toes. Not so comfy, but maybe it is for you. So then we're going to circle out the ankle a little bit. Very gently, just take it back and forth. Make sure your ankle is completely released and floppy. You're just going to let it go. And then begin to massage down the sole of your foot. So you begin with the ball of the foot. So noticing on your foot, I'm just going to share this with you, that we talk about in yoga often about the four corners of our feet. So underneath the big toe is the one mound there, that's one corner. Underneath the pinky toe is another mound, that's another corner. So as you make your way down, just going to massage down the sole of your feet, thumbs working in. It's like being a little kitty, just do your kneading down the sole of your foot. And you work your way down to your heel, and the other two corners are either side of your heel. So as your feet are on the ground, you have They're like little roller skate wheels. You have two corners on the top of your foot underneath the pinky and the big toe, and then you have two corners down under each side of the heel. So when you get to your heel, let's do a little juicing. And a brisk rub of the Achilles tendon. Maybe you can feel it warming up a little bit. It takes a good bit of rubbing to get any kind of blood flow going here because it's tendon, and that is white muscle, which doesn't get a whole lot of blood flow, so it's good to warm it up. Good, good. So we'll come to the top of our foot and maybe work between the bones here a little bit. Just work your way across in between the tarsal bones, and you can give it a little rub there. Also, I forgot to say that we can take from ankle bone across to ankle bone. You have a lot of tendons here. It's nice to strum across from ankle bone to ankle bone. Good, and then we'll hold on to the big toe side, pinky toe side, hold on, and then bicycle foot around. Kind of getting things loosened up here. So you can see how this is helpful for a standing practice that we'll do later. It gets the feet warmed up and ready to go. Also, another thing is, through the arch of your foot, you can take your thumb and just run down the arch of your foot. It feels really good, the instep. And so I'm feeling a couple of places there that are a little tender, so you might want to stop there and just pay attention to that for a little bit. Any place that you feel is calling out for a little rub. And the same thing goes for the pinky toe side. You have a little ridge that goes down the outside. So you might want to run your fingers up and down that a little bit. And then we'll go to our ringing. Just coming on up above the ankle and then coming down to your foot again. And we'll do some padding, breathing, and then hold on to your ankle. Let your foot be real floppy. Just shake it out a little bit. And hold underneath your knee, press it out, spread your toes. Oh, listen to that. Yikes. And put your foot down. Let's reach forward. Take a little massage for the legs. And so as we're seated here, this is a place where you can also become aware of your body, fully supported by the ground. You want to. This is called Scalp Pose. So I'm going to invite you to take your hands next to you if you can, if your arms are long enough here. Or you can even just do it side to side. Press one hand down, other hand down as you press up through the spine. So your hips are very grounded. The spine grows up nice and tall through the crown of your head. So let's play with this a little bit. Press down, lift up through the heart, broaden the collarbones. Gather in the muscles of your legs so you're pressing down and out and through. My toes are lifted here and spread. So you have that support of your hips, your legs on the floor, hands grounding, heart lifted. So let's take a moment to just gently press the knees down a little bit without jamming your joint. And then just release. Press the legs down. Feel the legs pressing into the ground and then release. Press and release. And then just press gently. So you want that energy to be working out through the legs, out through the soles of your feet, and then lifting up through the spine, through the very tip top of your head. And so let's take the arms out. So through this groundedness, through this stability of your legs pressing down, your spine reaching up, notice that you have all this wonderful, you have this stability here so that you can be free in the arms and the torso. You can even twist as you lift. You can twist side to side. You can kind of do these little exotic arms here, a little flow with the arms so your belly's stable here, so your belly's holding you up. And then let's just swoop the arms up, take them up over your head. And exhale, float your arms down as your spine continues to rise. Rooted and grounded. Rooted and grounded. How does that feel for you in this space today? Take a breath. Settle out. Okay, so where are we going from here? Let's go to all fours. Let's take the knees underneath. Another good place for your trusty blanket to come under the knees to give you a little cushion here. So as you come to your all fours, this is another place that's really fun. There's a practice by a fellow named Rodney Yee who does a grounding practice, and that's what really this is based on this morning. And when he comes to the ground in one of his playful practices, he talks about pawing the ground. And you know how I love to paw the ground. So we'll just kind of press your finger pads, the pads of your arm, pads of your hands into the mat, and let them become settled in and supported by the ground underneath. Your feet are behind you. So noticing here what parts of your body are grounded. You want to notice your hands, your fingers, your finger pads. And then notice your knees, and maybe the shins here. Notice the tops of your feet, the tops of your toes settling in. So this is an awareness to keep us stable. So let's take an inhale into your cow. Take an exhale into your cat. Inhale into cow. Looking up, tailbone comes up, exhale, curl the hips under, round your spine. Notice what happens in your cat as you're pressing into the ground and away from you. The tops of your feet might even be pressing into the earth. On your inhale, look ahead. And as you look ahead, I'm going to have you tuck your toes under. So you're looking ahead in cow, tuck your toes under as if you were going to down dog, but we're not going to go there yet. So this is your cow, inhaling forward. On your exhale, just release your toes away from you so the tops of your feet rest on the ground, and you're going to round your spine into cat. So listening to your feet, inhale, lengthen, tuck your toes under, open the soles of your feet and your heart. Exhale, curl under, let the feet release, rest on the ground. Inhale, look ahead, tuck your toes under. Exhale, release your toes, let your feet rest on the ground, hands on the ground. And last time, inhale, look ahead, toes tuck under, exhale, round. And on your inhale, come to all fours, tuck your toes under here. And then very carefully, just walk your hands back towards you so that maybe you can sit on your heels. This is another way to open up the soles of the feet. Notice how you're feeling here. Notice that the hands are settling in. Notice that the backs of your toes are pressing in. If this is as far as you want to go, or if you want to release a little bit more, that's fine to open your feet and like all your toes on the ground there. If you'd like, you can press back a little bit and sit up. Sit up nice and tall. And this is really a strong opening for your feet. So if that's not comfortable, just come on out. Sit up tall, and then we'll shift forward, release your feet out, and then press back into child's pose. So just press back. And this is a wonderful, wonderful place to notice a sense of groundedness. It's a place where we'll just notice where you're touching the earth. Notice the tops of your feet, maybe the shins, maybe underneath your hands, your forehead, your hairline should rest either on the ground, or if it doesn't reach there, taking a pillow or a block, even a book, folded towel just under your forehead, some way that you can feel grounded there. You can separate your toes if you'd like, your toes. Put your toes together, separate your knees, and just allow yourself to stretch out. And then take your hands back behind you to rest by your ankles. And noticing here the forearms resting on the floor. Just allow yourself to take a few easy breaths on your inhale. Maybe you'll feel your belly pressing into your knees or thighs or the ground, wherever you are. And then exhale, just allow your body to settle back down again. So find your breath. And so from here, let's come on up. I'm going to turn towards you so that you can see. We'll do our little flowing twist. I'm going to start by pulling my pants up, as you can see, by doing this kneeling, and then we'll add a little cat-cow flow with it. So it's flowing through that sense of groundedness that we have. So we'll come to our knees. Let your knees be aligned with your hips underneath the shoulders. Drawing up nice and stable in your belly. So a lot of your stability, a lot of your groundedness and awareness of your comfort and stability in your body comes from having the core, the abdominal muscles drawing in and lifted. So everything's gathering in and lifting. It's the same in the rear end. Your rear end's gathering into center. Your back muscles lifting. Heart is open. So let's inhale, arms up. On your exhale, turn to your right and just let the arms float down. So that's it. Just a very easy upper body twist, only as far as you're comfortable there. Inhale, swirling back up to center, and exhale down. Notice your alignment. Notice the shins supporting you. Notice the tops of your feet supporting you, knees supporting you, belly. Inhale up. And this time turn to your left. Easy left twist. And then we'll inhale up to center and exhale down. So that's your flowing twist on your knees. If you'd like to start from child's pose, I'll show you how to do that. So we'll sit back on our heels, take your hands back around behind you. On your inhale, you're going to tuck your tail as if you're going rounding into cat. So you're going to tuck your tail, round your spine, keep your abdominals engaged here, press through, come on up. So you'll rise on up to being on your knees, to kneeling. On your exhale, you'll take your twist. On your inhale, floating up through center again. On your exhale, diving forward. So it's like a forward fold and a sun salutation. You're going to keep your abdominals in, hinge at the hips, strong belly, fly back, and rest. Your inhale will scoop you up. You're going to scoop up through center. Come on up to kneeling. Exhale to your left. And then you'll inhale back up to center. Fly forward. Hinge at the hips. Draw your belly in. Be strong coming down. And rest in child's pose. So let's take that a couple of times. You can either just do it kneeling. You can start with child's pose. Come on up if you like. So I'm going to start in child's pose. We'll come up, to get settled here. On your inhale, scoop the hips under, unfold, take your arms up into a strong kneeling. Exhale to your right, take a twist. Inhale through center. Notice that you're grounded in your knees, grounded in your legs, arms reaching. Exhale to your other side. Inhale through center and fly forward. One more time, rolling up through your inhale. We're just going to keep the twist side to side. Exhale to your right. Inhale center. And this time just exhale to your left. Inhale center. And dive forward. Take child's pose. Take a rest. Good. Find your breath. And from here, we're just going to lengthen out, if you will, onto your belly. So I'll take my blanket off and slide on down to my tummy. Just going to take a moment here to follow the breath first. So I invite you to join me in this, and taking your elbows out to the side, stack your hands, just rest your forehead on your hands there. And I'm going to come up because I'm talking to you. I can't talk to the floor and you at the same time. So you're resting on your belly, your forehead's resting on your hands. Allow your shoulders to soften and broaden. And if you'd like to close your eyes there, just close your eyes, and we'll take a moment to see what it's like to let the front body feel grounded. So you notice the tops of your feet resting on the ground. Notice what part of your legs is touching. Maybe it's your shins, maybe just your knees and thighs. Notice the legs settling here. Noticing the front of your pelvis and your belly. And where does your chest touch the ground? How do your shoulders feel here? Noticing maybe your forearms and the palm of your hand resting. So allow yourself, as you're here, just to take some full deep breaths in. Very easy. And notice how when you take your inhale, the front body presses down to the ground. You can really feel that expansion of the belly coming forward, and then exhaling, release, and soften the tummy. Good. And so from here, let's take our hands underneath the shoulders to the outside. So we're going to go into a baby cobra flow that's going to grow up out of that groundedness and stability in the abdominal muscles, the legs gathering and reaching out below you. So the hands are under the shoulders, legs reaching out. I'm going to ask you to turn your hips under a little bit. You're going to lengthen through the back of your, through the lower back, through the sacrum, so that you're protecting your belly. Your abdominal muscles come in, shoulders lift and draw side to side, back and down. And then on your inhale, you'll lengthen your spine first, and then come up just a little. Exhale down. Inhale, draw your tummy in, lengthen through your spine. Crown of the head grows forward, lift up. So you're not really pressing into your hands, you're just kind of there. They're there for a little bit of support, but you're not pressing down into the ground. So notice what parts of your body are in the ground, your belly, the tops of your feet. Exhale down when you're ready. And just take this about 3 more times at your own pace. Just take an inhale up when you're ready. You're lengthening out first. Exhale down. Another breath when you're ready, take it up. Then down when you're ready. And one more time, press up. Lengthening, and from here, take your hands by your side. Let your hands reach way behind you. Shoulders are broad. Tuck your tail, really draw your leg muscles in. You can lift your feet if you'd like a little bit. So we're reaching out into locust. So the crown of your head reaches forward, your arms are reaching strongly behind you, way out through your fingertips, way out through your feet, backs of your legs are engaged. Breathe. And then exhale, release, come on down. Just turn your head to the side, rock your hips. And we'll go other way, turn your head the other way, rock your hips a little bit. And while we're down here, I'd like to do a quad stretch. So let's do it on our side. That's probably safer than trying to do it on your back because of your strap. I know I said to have a strap to pull your heel back towards your glutes there, but since I'm not here to adjust, I'm going to have this leg on our side. Come on down, take your hand on your head or down completely sideways. Have your hips level here, so stacked. Let's take the top foot around to your hand. So notice if your leg is way out here, let's keep the knees in alignment. And then you'll tuck your hips under, press your foot into your hand and your thigh forward. So I'm imagining by now you can really feel a stretch in the thigh. So you can see if you need your strap to hold onto your foot, if your hand doesn't want to reach your foot, you can wrap your strap around your ankle or the top of your foot and draw the foot in. Pressing forward, take a little stretch for the front of your thigh, keeping the knees in alignment. Breathe. And then we'll slowly release that, stretch that leg out. Draw your knees in, come on up, and we'll come to the other side. So once again, we'll stack the hips. You can come to your elbow if that's more comfortable for you. Maybe we should do that. Let's take the elbow in. Draw the leg in, take your other leg out. So you want to press this thigh back. Draw your whatever that is back there. What is it? It's my ankle. Let's draw it back towards your glute. Press the thighs forward. And breathe. So we're just trying to stretch this out a little bit. We use it a lot, and it's very seldom we get to really stretch the front of our body. Easy breaths there. You can try lying completely down also if you'd like. You can go back to this if that's better for you. And then slowly releasing your leg. Let's draw the knees in. And come on up while I figure out what we're doing next. Okay, so we're going to go into all fours and go into a downward facing dog. So let's take the hands and knees, tuck your toes under, lift the hips up, press back into your down dog. Now let's take one heel down, other heel down, pressing down one heel at a time. I'm going to talk to you about your wrists. Sometimes people complain that they have wrist pain, which I totally get. So what you're going to do is take your hands a little further forward, press into the knuckles, underneath the knuckles of your fingers, so that your weight is not driving into your wrist, but your hands are spread comfortably and you're pressing down into your knuckles and away from you. So it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off your wrist. You can also come to forearms if you'd like. If that's going to be a little issue for the shoulders maybe. Just play with that. Take your down dog and think about sending your energy down all the way through the legs, down into your feet, down your arms, through the palms of your hands into the ground. And then on your inhale, let's just slowly, if you can, shift forward into a little plank. And then exhale, come back. Notice how you feel the weight there distribute differently on your balls of your feet into the palms of your hands. Press back and breathe. One heel, other heel, shoulders are broad. And then let's bend your knees a lot. Walk your feet towards your hands back towards your feet. And then we'll slowly come on up. Give yourself a little massage as you run your hands up your legs. Maybe as you come up, just adjusting yourself there. Get yourself situated. I think it feels good to just stand up, take a little rub for the arms, a little rub for the tummy, maybe across the shoulders, down to the waist. A little energy work there. Ease out your shoulders here. So now we're standing and we're thinking about our stability standing. So let's do a little chair flow here. So let's take the feet about hip width apart. We'll bend the knees straight ahead. So see how that feels as you really press into, remember those four corners of your feet, pressing down, let the toes be spread. You might want to rock front to back a little bit, feel your feet kneading the ground. And then come to rest right on the soles of your feet. All right, you feel that equally side to side. Take your hands to your groin, and as you lift through the belly, press the groin back. As you stay lifted through your body here. Take your hands to your hips, just bend into your knees, just so you're as far as you're comfortable. Send your weight back toward the heels a little bit. So your spine is lengthened, you're sitting back towards your heels. This is chair pose. If you can, you're going to reach out. And we'll take a breath. Press into your feet on your exhale. So you're pressing into the ground and you're exhaling. Inhale, sweep out. Exhale down. So you feel that. So as you're inhaling, you're pressing into your feet to remain stable. As you exhale, you're pressing into the ground with your whole leg to find your strength. So inhale, shift back into the heels. Exhale, press into your whole leg. Come up. Inhale here. Exhale, press. Good. Now holding still here. Find that strength that comes up through your legs and through your body, up through the crown of your head. And we're going to experiment with Volcano Pose, which is arms over your head, straight up. So this is where we want to notice that suspension between heaven and earth. So if your feet are planted, body's long through the side body, reaching up, being tugged up toward the heavens here. So you're right in the middle. And let's take one elbow, other elbow. Good. So bend your knees a little bit, plant your feet. We'll take a breath. On your exhale, let's just arc over to the right side. On your inhale, come back through center, and exhale other way. So you're really noticing now the groundedness of your feet and the stability in your core as you come up. Exhale over, stay stable there. Inhale up. Exhale other way. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, dive forward. A little forward fold. Just take a break here. Grab elbow to elbow here. Let your spine really decompress. Bend your knees if you need to. Just bend your knees there. And rolling on up. Let's just notice that through the stability of your legs, grounding here to the ground, lifting up through the upper body, we can do like we did when we were sitting in staff pose. You've got your stability there so that your arms can kind of fling around a little bit. Grounded here. You can just take this wonderful little flow through the arms, maybe reach it out, maybe swim. So this is where we're going to go into our presses, our grounding presses, as we press to the side and we press to the other side. And we press, and we press. Just press it out and breathe. Good. And then we can practice reaching up but staying grounded. So you have the stability of your arms and your legs. So the arms are reaching up, legs are keeping you stable, and then we'll just kind of come back. Do a little figure 8 here, just noticing, feeling the space here. Good, and can make your way back to center. We'll come back in, take your hands to your hips, settle into the feet, do some little hip circles. And other way. Good. Good, and one more thing, just for groundedness, take your feet out. And we'll just do a real little, just a little goddess flow here. So on an inhale, take your arms up. On your exhale, press out. Inhale up, press out. One more time. Inhale up, toes are turned out. Exhale, sit. So chest is forward, hands forward, legs spiraling out, and just feel that presence there. That's groundedness. Good. And then we'll inhale, take a big reach out, dive forward, come to forward fold here. You might want to turn your toes back forward now. Just find your forward fold, nice and easy. Notice how it feels to open up the backs of the legs. Maybe shift side to side a little bit. And breathe. And from here, let's bend our knees a lot. Walk your feet toward each other. Keep your knees bent. Come to sitting. Sit off to the side. Take your legs out in front of you. And we'll reach forward. And we're just going to come to lying back. So let's take the knees in. Coming back to an awareness now of your back body being fully settled into the floor underneath. Beginning to quiet your thoughts about what you're doing. Just allowing yourself to settle in there. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do but to be here. Noticing your back, resting. And so stretching out one leg, other leg. Let's take arms overhead in a full body stretch. Maybe circling out wrists and ankles again, just to see what you need right now. And so we're just going to settle right down into Shavasana to allow our entire bodies to be surrendered to the ground underneath them, the support of those everlasting arms underneath us. So if you'd like to settle into this by maybe giving yourself a little scalp massage first, just lying there smoothing out your energy around your head. Maybe just easing out shoulders. Maybe you bend your knees, rock them side to side, whatever would feel good for you right now. And then coming to a place of quiet. So for Shavasana, which means corpse pose, it truly is. It means a place of surrender, a place of letting go. I invite you to take your thoughts back into your body and allow any tension that you have anywhere to just release, if that's possible. Come back to an awareness of your breath and allow your breath to be very natural, an innate breath, whatever breath your body is asking for now. Just let it be. And then begin to watch your breath moving in, watch your breath moving out. And allow your back body to settle into the support underneath. Easy sense of support, not requiring anything of you at all except to just be here. And we'll just take a moment to rest in that space, that sacred space for this time. Beginning to gently move fingers, toes, and taking whatever stretch would feel good for you right now. Let's draw knees to chest and rock it out a little bit as you make your way over to one side. And if your eyes aren't open yet, just allow your eyes to open and take in your surroundings with fresh awareness. And from there, gently press up to sitting. And we'll come to sitting with hands at heart. And I'll close with a scripture for today. This is from Psalm 104, and the translation is The Voice. Call him good, my soul, and praise the Eternal. I am here to declare my affection for you, Eternal One, my God. You are indeed great, you who are wrapped in glory and dressed in greatness. For covering, you choose light. Your clothes, sunset and moonrise. For a tent, you stretch out the heavens. For your roof, you pitch the sky. You made the earth. You made its frame stable forever. Never will it be shaken. You wrap it in a gown of waters, ancient mountains under layers of sky. ancient mountains under layers of sky. We give you thanks, Lord, for your creation, this earth. So beautiful. In the earth around us, we see so many lessons about rootedness and groundedness and how deep roots give stability. So we pray that our roots would be deep in you, and that from that place we would find the freedom to be who we are created to be, to live and move in this world knowing that you sustain us, you hold us, you hold steady in the storm. And we thank you for that. Be with each one who practices this practice. I pray your hand of blessing on each head and each life, so precious in your sight. We thank you, Lord, in the name of Jesus. Amen. So thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you can go through your day and feel rooted and grounded and strong, knowing that those everlasting arms are beneath you and that you live and move in a matrix of love that holds you steady. So thank you. Thanks for coming today. God bless. Mwah.